Math is a subject that should be removed from school, or math is a subject that isn't important to us in our lives. These are phrases you mostly hear from students or people who dislike math as a subject. In this day and age, it's hard to see the importance of math, when the lessons that are taught usually cater to abstract ideas instead of everyday life. In this video, I'm going to show you that even the most complex of lessons, such as polynomials or linear equations, can help us in our everyday lives. My name is Nico Nathaniel S. Alfanta, and in this video, I'll be talking about the importance of math and its applications in our everyday lives. Let's get into it. In this video, I'll be talking about 4 topics: polynomials, rational algebraic expressions, the rectangular coordinate system, and linear equations. I'll be tackling each of these topics and explaining why they're important to us and our everyday lives. Let's get into it. The first topic that we'll be tackling about is known as polynomials. To understand what polynomials are, we need to know what terms are first. A term consists of 2 parts, the coefficient and the variable. These 2 parts are joined together by multiplication. A coefficient can be thought of as the number part of the term. An example would be 1, 10, or 5.6. The variable part of the term, on the other hand, is made of 1 or more variables that can be raised to a power. A polynomial can comprise of many terms. We have names for certain polynomials with a certain amount of terms. For example, if a polynomial only has 1 term, then it is considered a monomial. If it has 2 terms, then it is called a binomial. If it has 3 terms, then it is called a trinomial. A polynomial with 4 or more terms is simply called a polynomial. The next topic that we will be tackling is known as rational algebraic expressions. A rational algebraic expression is a fraction whose numerator and denominator are polynomials. An algebraic expression is a rational one if it is in the form of ND, where ND are polynomials and D does not equal 0. Examples of this would be 1 over x, x plus 5 over x to the power of 2 minus 4x plus 4, and x multiplied to the quantity of x plus 1 multiplied to the quantity of 2x minus 3 over x minus 6. The third topic that we'll be talking about is the rectangular coordinate system. What is it exactly? It is a system that relates the correspondence between the points on a plane to a pair of real numbers. It consists of 2 number lines that intersect at a point known as the origin point. It is a point in the rectangular coordinate system that has the coordinates 0, 0. Like I mentioned earlier, a rectangular coordinate system consists of 2 number lines. The horizontal number line is known as the x-axis, while the vertical line is known as the y-axis. The coordinate system is also used in another part of mathematics, which happens to be the last topic that we'll be tackling. The last topic that we'll be talking about in this video is linear equations. A linear equation is an equation whose graph is a line. The standard form for a linear equation is ax plus by equals c. There are many forms of a linear equations. Examples would be the slope-intercept form, the point-slope form, and the intercept form. Remember when I said that linear equations can be graphed onto a rectangular coordinate system? Well, you may be wondering just how we do that. For the simplicity of this video, I'll only be showing you how to graph a linear equation in the slope-intercept form. First, we need to replace x with a number. Once we do that, we solve the equation with the x value to get the value of y. Now we have a coordinate. We do these steps until we get at least 2 coordinates. Then once we do that, we plot the coordinates in a rectangular coordinate plane, then draw a line to connect them all. If we did it right, you should end up with a straight line intersecting points in our coordinate system. I'm going to show you an example. In your screen is the equation y equals 4x plus 1. To graph this equation in a rectangular coordinate system, we need to find 2 numbers for our x values. For this problem, we'll be using -1 and 1. For our first set of coordinates, we replace x with -1 and solve the equation from there. 4 times -1 is -4, plus 1 is -3. Now we have our first coordinate, which is -1 and -3. For our second coordinate, 4 times 1 equals 4, and 4 plus 1 equals 5. We now have our second coordinate point, which is 1 and 5. Now all we have to do is graph these points in a rectangular coordinate system and draw a line to connect the points. Now that I have tackled all the topics for this video, you might be wondering, how exactly is this important to me in my daily lives? How is it important to me as a whole? Well, to start, math as an entire skill helps us in many ways, some even left unnoticed by others. One would be calculating the cost for bills, things that someone wants to buy, or even allotting a budget for a 2-week vacation. Another one would be constructing projects that require accurate measurements, such as sculptures or school projects. But what about the topics that we have discussed for this video? How can those help us in our everyday lives? To start, polynomials can be used when we are going shopping for groceries or food for an occasion. For example, let's say you wanted to find the cost of 3 pounds of flour, 6 dozens of eggs, and 10 pounds worth of chicken. Before looking into the prices of each food item, we can make a polynomial to calculate for the total cost of all the food items. We can use the letter f to denote the price of flour, e for the price of our eggs, and c for our chicken. Our constructed polynomial should look something like this: 3f plus 6e plus 10c. Now that we have our polynomial, we can now calculate the total prices of our bought items. Next, simple rational algebraic expressions can also help us with calculating the amount of food we can get with our money. Let's say you went inside an ice cream shop, and their ice cream cost around 50 pesos each. We can use a rational algebraic expression such as m minus 50i, where m would represent the money we have and I is the amount of ice cream we want to buy. Third, the rectangular coordinate system can be utilized when using maps. How? Coordinate points can be used to pinpoint specific locations on the map. Drawing a horizontal and vertical line on a map can help us with accurately finding a location in a given area. We can use this when we want to go to a place using a map in places that aren't well known in terms of its landmarks. Lastly, linear equations can help us with the budgeting of our money for events or special occasions. For example, you're an event organizer and you're planning your budget for an upcoming wedding. The cost of the rent for the event area is 10,750 pesos, and the cost of each meal is 250 pesos. A linear equation can be used to express the total cost of these items in the variable y. The linear equation would look something like this: y equals 250x plus 10,750, with x representing the total amount of meals that are to be bought. With this equation, we can figure out the total cost for food and rental space. That's all I have for this video. I hope you have learned something in this video presentation. Again, my name is Nico Nathaniel Esalfanta, and thanks for watching.